Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back on the fight front once again. Make sure y'all subscribe. Just back on post-fight discussion video on Veronica Macedo versus Bea Malecki. This was an unusual matchup for me. I never thought of matching these two up before. It's almost like they were in a rush to get these two a fight. I know Veronica Macedo, she wants to make a return to the octagon, but having her fight at 135 to me didn't really make any sense. She's naturally a flyweight, and for her, size and frame, that fits her. And then you got Bea Malecki, who's naturally a featherweight, fighting at 135. So these two meeting in the middle don't necessarily look like the middle. It look more like an awkward matchup. I mean, if you go back and look at the weigh in and stare down, you look at a fighter who's like 5 or 6 inches taller and has a 10 advantage, in Bea Malecki. And that just makes my argument even stronger about some of these fighters that are moving down to kill themselves at 135. Like, they really need to just make a featherweight division for these bigger ladies. They really need to make this featherweight division instead of squeezing them down to 135, because you're not getting the best out of them. You're not getting the best out of these ladies and what kind of performances they can put on. For me, Bea Malecki, in my eyes, I feel like her squeezing down to 135 is really killing her performances. Physically, you can see it in her face. Her movement, she seemed a little bit sluggish. I feel like she wasn't as strong. And she was just taking a lot of shots in here. She was taking a lot of shots because she was dealing with a smaller fighter. But at the same time, it just seemed like her timing was off. She didn't seem that strong, even in her power. She seemed to have more pop at featherweight. But here at 135, she didn't really do too. She did some damage on Veronica Macedo, but she couldn't really hurt her. She couldn't even really rock her with those big shots that she was throwing. But when it came down to the fight, though, I have to give a shout out to these ladies because they came to fight. They really did come to put on a good performance. And the thing is, Veronica Macedo, I was going to do a prediction video on this, but I feel like Veronica Macedo probably would have got stopped at like the second or third round, but she really came to fight. And I think that she could have won this fight had she had put the pieces together a little bit more. If she was a little bit more smarter in this fight and a little bit more polished and a little bit more patient, she probably could have came away with the victory over Bea Malecki, especially the way Bea Malecki was fighting. I mean, Bea Malecki kind of pulled this one out because she was the taller, longer fighter, and she didn't use as much energy. But by the end of the fight, I feel like that Veronica Macedo, if she would have did more smarter fighting in the third round, she could have pulled this out. Because just going back and looking at the first round, Veronica Macedo, she took a smart approach for the smaller fighter. She tried to stay on her bike, tried to stay on the outside, and just throw shots in and out. She wanted to go in and out with some combinations and just kind of stay up on points. She was throwing a good right hand that she was landing. It was sometimes hit or miss because she was dealing with such a taller fighter. But when she would step in, she would crack Bea Malecki with these good shots. And to me, if she was a little bit more calculated, she probably could have rocked Bea Malecki or got more respect out of her. But like I said, since she was dealing with a bigger fighter, she wanted to play it smart and play it safe and just try to move in and move out. But she was using a lot of energy. I feel like she was using a lot of energy staying on that bike. So I wish she kind of would have used more little patient angles. She would have been more quicker instead of just trying to stay on the bike. Just steal some shots, move, steal some shots and move and catch a breather from the outside. But overall, she did win that first round, but I think she used a lot of energy to win that first round. Second round, it definitely started to show that she was getting a little bit more tired because Bea Malecki started landing more of her own strikes. Bea Malecki was just really coming forward. She was just kind of coming forward and taking shots because she knew she could absorb the flyweight shots, So she would just kind of come in, land her front kick, and knock Macedo back a little bit. But Macedo, she just abandoned the old game plan. She started getting sloppy. She started going in for takedowns and trying to go in these clinches with the bigger fighter. But every time Bea Malecki would step back, she would just kind of like make her fall down. And Macedo would just roll over and lay on her back and try to lure Malecki in. But the referee, he wasn't having it. He was just like stand him up. He was just stand him up after like a few seconds because nothing was coming of this. A couple of times Malecki stepped in, though. She would just go straight in and she landed some good ground and pound. And I thought she was almost about to, I thought she was about to stop Macedo because she was landing some good shots. But there was a point, too, I almost thought she was going to stop Macedo when she just kind of like grabbed the leg and then she leaned in and cracked Macedo with a good shot on the ground. But overall, I feel like Macedo gave up the second round by trying to go in for the clinches with the bigger fighter. She abandoned that first game plan of trying to move, and I think that she kind of exhausted a lot of energy, rolling on the ground and not making much of it, having to get back up and go back down and get back up. Last round, though, Macedo, she started showing some damage. She started showing some damage, taking some shots from the bigger fighter. And again, man, she kept trying to go in for these clinches, and all she would do is just wind up on her back. So the referee, you know, Malecki would step back, referee would just stand him up. And I think he was kind of getting frustrated. He had to keep standing her up. But I think she was using this to really catch a breather, you know, because she started coming back in trying to land those Hail Mary shots and move. But I think her game plan that she fully had in the first round, she abandoned. You know, she kind of lost that vibe. She kind of lost that rhythm. So Malecki just kept on walking her down and landing shots. Now, Macedo was landing some punches here, and Malecki would take these shots and kind of smile and shake her head. But I was like, hey, you're still taking these shots. They still count as points. And, you know, you can't take shots like this if you're dealing with like a full-fledged bantamweight. You know, she really needed to work on her defense as well. Like, I don't know why she was thinking it was smart to just walk through these shots and kind of shake your head like they don't hurt. Especially, of course they don't hurt. You're dealing with the flyweight. You know, you should know that too. So you just go in there and do what you got to do. But towards the end of the fight, towards that last minute of the round, Macedo, she did show some heart. She took a big knee to the chin, and it looked like it woke something up in her, because in that last minute, she started trading with Malecki. You know, Malecki actually looked tired. So Malecki should know that an accumulation of shots is still going to fatigue you. It's still going to put some fatigue in you, because Macedo like landed a flurry, and Malecki was trying to throw back, but she was taking these big shots too. And then she went into the fence, and I almost thought Macedo was about to stop her, because she went down to the ground, but she got up and survived. So overall, man, it was just like this awkward matchup, like I said, but Macedo really came to fight. No matter the size of the fighter, she really gave Malecki a tough fight. And if Malecki looks like this at 135, I just imagine what somebody like Irene Aldana would do to her. You know, if you come in there sluggish like that, with zero defense, you know, somebody like Irene Aldana, who's polished and much better striker, she would knock somebody like Bea Malecki out. But that just goes to show you somebody like Bea Malecki really needs to be at featherweight right now. You know, she really needs to be at featherweight where she can get her full potential going. You know, that's why Dana White just needs to stop letting these ladies kill themselves and move back up to featherweight. But as for Veronica Macedo, man, like, I really wouldn't have recommended her taking this fight, you know, after coming off a concussion. You know, after coming off a concussion and having to postpone fights, she should have, you know, just tried to take her time to come back, make weight, and fight at 125. Because the performance she put on last night, I think she would have fared better against some of the other flyweights like Montana De La Rosa or Romero Barella. You know, somebody like that. You know, she would have fared better against those fighters. But yeah, man, from here, overall, like I said, it was a good fight. Just an awkward matchup. I wouldn't want to see a fight like this again. But Veronica Macedo just needs to stay at flyweight, and Bea Malecki, make this damn featherweight division. That's all I can say. But yeah, man, I'll be back with some more post-fight reviews here. Just make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.